Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video here on board the Cruising Holden YouTube channel. Today we're going to be going over the crazy and fascinating history of Carnival Cruise Lines. Let's get into it. To start the history of Carnival Cruise Lines, we have to go all the way back to 1972, where a man named Ted Arison decided to start a cruise line, Carnival. He advertised his new cruise line as a very fun cruise line that was for younger people. And that strategy worked very well, as at that time, cruises were seen as a very boring vacation for older people. Starting that year, they started sailings on a ship called the Mardi Gras, a former ship for the Canadian Pacific Line. Carnival would also be inspired by the Canadian Pacific Line's logo, just changing the colors to red, white, and blue. In 1975, Carnival bought another ship from the Canadian Pacific Line, renaming it to the Carnival. From the success of the Mardi Gras and the Carnival, they purchased a third ship in 1978, named the Festival, which was another former ocean liner. From the success of all three of those ships, Carnival made the decision to start making their own custom ships to compete with competitors. In 1982, Carnival released their first custom-built ship, the Tropical, which was also the first ship to introduce Carnival's iconic whale-tail funnel, which can still even be seen today on Carnival's newest ships. I'm glad they held on to the whale-tail funnel because I very much like it. The iconic funnel was designed by Joe Farkas, who would also help design many other Carnival features and ships. After the success of the Tropical, Carnival ordered the Holiday in 1985, and the Jubilee in 1986, and the Celebration in 1987. Starting in 1990, Carnival introduced the well-known Fantasy class, starting with the Fantasy and ending with the eighth ship, the Paradise, in 1998. When completed, the Fantasy was one of the largest cruise ships at the time. Joe Farkas was the lead designer for the entire class. In 1993, Carnival began to get rid of their older ships. The first ship to leave the line was the Mardi Gras, after 21 years of service. That's awesome. After the Mardi Gras, the Carnival was sold to Fiesta Marina Cruises. In 1996, the new Destiny class was introduced to Carnival. The Carnival Destiny was the first ship to be introduced to the class. Just a quick fun fact, the Carnival Destiny is now known as the Carnival Sunshine. And it was actually the largest cruise ship at the time. The same year, the Festival was retired. Starting off the 2000s, they released the Spirit class, which debuted with the Carnival Spirit. In October 2002, Carnival bought P&O and Princess Cruises for $3.5 billion. In the same time period, they gave their first custom ship, the Tropical, to Costa Cruises, which was one of their partner lines. In the same decade, they would also start to sell/transfer some of their older ships from the 80s. Following in 2004, they started to plan out their Pinnacle-class cruise ships, which was then later canceled and sized down to another project. In 2009, Carnival released their largest cruise ship at the time, the Carnival Dream, the first ship in the Dream class. Following the success of the Carnival Dream class, they ordered two more Dream class cruises, the Carnival Magic and the Carnival Breeze. On October 26, 2012, it was announced that Carnival had ordered a new class of ships, the Vista class, with the first ship being the Carnival Vista. They would later add two more ships to the Vista class, the Carnival Horizon and the Carnival Panorama. The Carnival Panorama was also made the cruise line's flagship in 2020. Sadly, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Carnival Fantasy, Carnival Imagination, Carnival Inspiration were all scrapped. At first, the Carnival Fascination was sold to another line, but was scrapped a year later. On July 31st, 2021, the highly anticipated Mardi Gras was released. In early 2022, Carnival would retire the Carnival Sensation and Carnival Ecstasy. Carnival also came out with two other ships that were sisters to the Mardi Gras, Carnival Celebration and Carnival Jubilee. And in early 2023, Carnival announced to be the first cruise line to hit 100 million passengers. Now, that was the very quick and simple history of Carnival Cruise Lines. If you want to learn more about the history of other cruise lines, click on this video right here to learn about the history of Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines. Also, view the link in the description to go to my website, which I have an article that dives more into the history of Carnival Cruise Lines.